nice.
Greetings YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and I'm back with another review. This time we're going to do another crossover set when we look at Old Snake and the Stealth Bats. Okay, so let's kick this review off right by taking a look at Old Snake himself. Generally a mishmash of parts from other Joe figures, much like any Collector Club Joe figure, with a new head, and does a really good job of looking like he did in the Transformers episode Only Human, which is great because I do like that look for Old Snake. Well, for Cobra Commander, let's face it, we know who this is. But yeah, I really liked that episode. I liked seeing this character in the Transformers. I thought it was executed well, and I think the figure is executed well. But you got the classic chrome face. It's just silver paint, it's not real chrome. But you got that classic silver face mask with the beat up old hat. Got him in his little trench coat. Even got the red on the arms. With some fingerless gloves. And his usual blue pants and boots below. Now, if I were to complain about anything, I think the hands should have been more of a yellow or gold color, because they were a little bit more yellow in the Only Human episode. I think that was reflecting his transformation into that snake form during the G.I. Joe movie and the Deke series. But in any case, still a good figure. I can live with human color hands. They may wanted to forget the movie and the Deke series, which I understand. But in any case, now for articulation, you got a ball jointed head. So you got the left right, some waggle, little up and down, and yeah, it's on a ball joint. If you put too much pressure, it will come off. Focus. There we go. Okay, you got the pin and socket universal joints at the shoulders, about 90-degree at the elbows, swivel just above the elbows, swivel at the wrist. Nice range of motion at the torso, up and down, ab crunch kind of action too. Hips are a little hindered just due to the trench coat. You get forward back a little bit, and you do got just over 90 degrees at the knee thanks to a double joint. Be really careful with these. This one snapped off when I was trying to move it back. I was able to fix it though, so I'm happy to say that. But you got swivel and up and down movement at the feet. So he's got a decent range of movement, a little hindered below the belt, but that trench coat is plastic, so it's not going to move easy. For accessories, he does have his little backpack here. Can't actually wear it because the straps are a little too small, but he does have it. I guess it's full of gear and notes so he can sell information and stuff. But he also, in his holster, has a gun. Just a small little pistol. Nothing too drastic. But it is a nice little pistol. And the little work, you can fit it into his hand, no problem. So he can shoot enemies if he needs to. Like if he gets cornered by the police, he can fight back. Because, you know, this is Cobra Commander. He's an international criminal, a real bad guy. One of the most dangerous men alive, apparently. But, yeah, let's get some comparisons in. We'll start off with Marissa Fairborn, who premiered, like, with her. Well, they weren't on the same episode, but the two figures came at the same time. Marissa, for some reason, is taller than Cobra Commander, or Old Snake. But, yeah, they do go well together. And next up, let's bring in 20th Anniversary Cobra Commander and Ultimate Cobra Commander. And he's about the same size as the 20th Anniversary version, but the Ultimate is a little bit taller. Who knows? He maybe shrunk with old age. I don't know. But, yeah, and last but not least, we'll bring in Renegade's Cobra Commander, who, if we manage to get a Cad Bane hat, look, it's another Old Snake. Yeah, this is what I used for Old Snake before Old Snake came out. So, yeah, good to have the actual version here. But anyway, that's enough for Snake. He came with some other guys. Now, the Bats are pretty interesting since they are a repaint of Transformers Prime Soundwave. And honestly, they do a great job of looking like the Battle Android Troopers from G.I. Joe. Obviously, the vehicle mode is something that the original Bats never had, but it still has enough of the Bat influence in it to really pass as a Cobra weapon. And the colors are spot on to the Bats. Got that yellow and black with the red optic visor right on the front. And yeah, this is the Prime Soundwave, so he has a bird head for whatever reason. Still haven't figured that one out. But he also has the combined Cobra Decepticon symbol logo, which is always nice to see. A little strange since these Bats aren't actually Decepticons, but whatever. Still, it is a nice looking vehicle mode. And just a quick comparison, let's bring in Soundwave himself. And yeah, it's a much livelier color scheme than Prime Soundwave, which probably works in Soundwave's advantage since this is supposed to be a stealth vehicle. Kind of hard to be stealthy with loud yellow bits on him. So, it's an interesting comparison. I do like it. Knocked over the other Bat. Let's let's get into the robot mode. Both Bats are the same, so it doesn't matter which one we look at. They're identical twins, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. Still, the Bats are pretty cool looking. I love they actually gave him light piping where they didn't do that for Soundwave. I mean, that, come on. If I could get them to stand, it would be nice. But you got that nice red visor that light pipes so well because there's a lot of translucent plastic on the back of the head. The colors are done exceptionally well. You got the yellow and black blending together. I mean, they have a stripe on this side to represent the bandolier from the bats. And the chest details are picked out in parts of the Night Stalker drones. Forgive me a moment, I forgot it's Night Shriek, not Night Stalker. There's a little mistaken on the title of the name, but still it is nice that the chest details are picked out so well on it. But speaking of the Night Shriek drone, let's just get a look at that. As you can see, it just flips out. Really nice little drone. You got the such a hard time focusing on that. Anything else is in there. You got that nice little optic there. I should have wish they would have painted it in. But yeah, it's got a little optic on it. Got the green and yellow and red details on the top. And really looks cool. I really like that. So yeah, it's a nice feature. And like I said, it does add some details to the bat itself. So for articulation, we have a ball jointed head. So he's got plenty of movement. The way positioning on the ball joint does make it look like he's kind of tilting his head left and right a bit instead of swiveling, but it works. He has swivels at the shoulder. He also has a ball joint at the elbow and a hinge, so he's got double jointed elbows. That's pretty cool. Also has a swivel right between those two joints. Not a bad position, really. He has a swivel at the waist. Ball jointed hips. Only go out that far though, but he also has a swivel at the knee, thigh. A little waggle in the thigh itself due to transformation. He has hinges at the knee. They're kind of chicken legged though. And that's just because of how Soundwave was. He also has some movement at the heels, or at the feet. So he's got good movement, he's got good posability. And best of all, well, maybe not best of all, but what's also cool is that he can hold his partner in his hand. So, or perch him in his hand, which is pretty nice. But for comparison, bring both the bats into view. Let's bring in Soundwave. As you can see, the color choices really do pick them out from each other. But you can tell that they're the same mold. I mean, they almost look like they were made to work for Soundwave. Here. But yeah, they look good with Soundwave. Of course, we gotta bring in Serpentor and the Viper. So, and well, obviously Old Snake since he came with the guys. So yeah, you got a nice set of Cobra Cons here. It's pretty nice. And yeah, almost forgot. They also come with like the bats come with the Energon cubes. So you got just some empty squares that you can fill up with water, make it look like they have some Energon in them, or just keep them like this. That'll work fine for a display. You could even stack them if you want. That works out pretty well. Okay, so that should pretty much do it for Old Snake and the Bats. A real good set, and highly recommendable for any Transformers or G.I. Joe fan, especially if you're a fan of Chris Latta and Cobra Commander. But next week, we're going to be looking at some more Transformers from overseas this time, as we look at Unite Warriors Defensor. So until then, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. So goodbye out there, whatever you are.